Hi, Haley Shaw here. So today I want to talk to you about something a little bit different than my normal. I want to talk to you about emotions for a while. So don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any emotion updates from me. So last night when I went to bed, I was just feeling a little angry and didn't really know why. And instead of resolving it like I should have, what did I do? I went to bed. Anyone want to guess how I woke up this morning? Not that good. A little angry. So, when I dive into emotions and how I'm feeling, even breath work, relaxation, I love to come here in my living room because it's just bright and sunny. And even if it's maybe morning time and I'm doing my prayer for the day and it's still dark outside, this is my typical place I sit. So it's like my safe place to process. And I just think that's really important when it comes to dealing with emotions. So as I was sitting here this morning, I was thinking about why I'm feeling a little bit of anger. And I'm really trying to dig down deep because I think for kids, and maybe you remember this being a kid, we teach, talk about your emotions, releasing emotion in a positive way, but not keeping it inside. And we put a lot of importance on emotions for kids and teenagers. And I think as we get older, we kind of forget about us. And it turns into, I'll deal with it later, or it's not that big of a deal, or just deal with it. Or the one phrase, seriously, my biggest pet peeve is suck it up, buttercup. I hate that. It's so negative. It's so toxic. And it is something we should not do. So I was looking up how I was feeling. And when I was thinking about it, I'm like, where do I feel it? And I felt it in my heart. And I felt a little bit in my gut. My chest was kind of heavy, like a big brick was on it. And I looked up a couple of things, and I want to share with you something I found. I have this book of emotions and essential oils here, and I was very surprised to find tea tree is an important oil for emotions. So something I'm working through, without going into a lot of detail, is someone I thought was a friend, and I feel like a lot of boundaries were broken with my time and resources, and that was on me not to set better boundaries. But it kind of turns you off toward that person too, right? When you realize maybe you were taken advantage of for a while. So tea tree is the oil of energetic boundaries. I would have never guessed. When I think of tea tree, I think of like fungus and things like that. So I would like to read you what I found about tea tree, okay? This is so interesting. A cleanser by nature, tea tree, also known as melaleuca, clears negative energetic baggage. It specifically releases codependent and parasitic relationships. These toxic relationships may be with people, microorganisms in a physical body, or spiritual beings. Individuals may feel drained or life force and energy, but not be consciously aware of the source of this energy leakage. That's exactly where I was. Tea tree helps to break the negative ties in these kind of relationships so new healthy connections may be formed that honor one's personal space and boundaries. This energetic vampirism between organisms violates the laws of nature. Tea tree encourages an individual to connect to people and beings in ways that honor and respect others' agency. It helps individuals recognize the parts of themselves that invited and allowed these kind of relationships to exist in the first place. Wow, did this hit my nail on the head or what? Through these empowering processes, tea tree encourages individuals to relinquish all forms of self-betrayal, including allowing others to take advantage of one's time, energy, or talents, letting others feed on one's energy, not standing up for oneself, or feeling responsible for the problems of others. Tea tree assists individuals in purification practices and releasing toxic debris. Woo! So that hit it right on the head for me, for sure. Do you hear that clanking sound? I'm sorry. That is my dog eating breakfast at like 6 p.m. So some negative emotions that could go with this: parasitic and codependent relationships, poor boundaries, easily influenced boundaries, drained, emotional, toxic, powerless. So I was like, wow, okay, well, that definitely was one thing I was feeling. And it really hit it with the boundaries and feeling taken advantage of and things like that. So I grabbed my tea tree this morning. And now there's a couple ways you can use this. I prefer the diffuser for this, honestly. I'm not fond of this scent. But this morning, while in that space, even right now, because talking about it kind of brings it up, because I am still working on this, guys. This is not like stiff an oil and you're magically better, right? This will help you with the process, but you have to really work at it. So I just inhale it from the bottle. I can put it in diffuser. I can even put it on topically if I want to, like on my wrist or my chest. The bottom of your feet would be good for this one. Maybe the back of your neck. So I just found that was so interesting. So now this brought up a different emotion. So now that I'm understanding how I was feeling toward myself and that person, because there's two people in a situation for this, and now I have to work on an even bigger emotion for me, which is forgiveness. So guys, like and subscribe because you don't want to miss my next video, which is going to be all about forgiveness.